the struggle. Long time had a hustle. Glad we made it through. I'm just glad we made it through. Hood baby from the struggle. Long time had a hustle. I'm glad we made it through.
It's your girl. I'm back. This is Laura Cowan with another Tea Time episode of Laura. Tea Time with Laura. And we have some wonderful people on tonight. My goodness. But before we get into our guests, let's talk some real juice stuff here. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe to this broadcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about it. And also, please, just remember, Tea Time with Laura airs every Friday at 7 p.m. Every Friday at 7 p.m. So like, share, and subscribe. And also in the description below, you'll see the website for the documentary, Be a Raised Fist Mixtape Volume 1, a tribute to Silver B. And it's all about activism. So click on the website, give you more details. It'll show you videos, and you can learn more about the documentary. And also, there's another link down there below in the description for the merchandise page. So if you click on that and support our documentary, you can wear a B t-shirt. We got a B hat. We got B accessories, okay? So please support us all you can. We would appreciate it so much. So let's get down to the show, shall we? First of all, I'd like to say out there to you strong women, happy Women's History Month. Yes, it's still here. It's still March, and we're doing our thing. Women are doing it for themselves, okay? And I know you guys out there supporting us. Thank you very much, because you have a mama, an auntie, a sister, and a cousin, whomever, a female that's a strong warrior behind you as well. So give them support this month and tell them Happy History Month. So today we have a wonderful show. We're going to be talking about some real history. And the person who's going to be leading the charge on this is an activism person himself. I know it's about activism, but he's an activism person, okay? He fights for the cause of the arts. And that's what he does. And you all might know who he is. And that is none other than Mr. Terrence Spivey is in the house. Brother Terrence, hello.
Hello, Laura. Hello. It's been a long time.
Yes. I think you've been on every show.
Congratulations on your new show, too.
Thank you so much, brother.
And all the things that you do nationwide, too, as an advocate. And what in the struggles you had gone through over the years. And you're here and you're surviving and helping others. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that so much. I'll tell you, because it wouldn't be a me without you, and it wouldn't be a me or you without me.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
We support each other all the time. And also, I wanted to say thank you for inviting me to your award. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
The Brother Woman Award himself. Tell the audience about that, Terrence.
Okay. Yes. It's from Color of Change. It's one of the largest, nation's largest organizations in terms of racial or social justice. I want to say they're based in Oakland. One of the co-founders is Van Jones. It's been around since 2005, after the Katrina. And they happen to have their second annual Black History Now Awards recently. And they usually select like 7 honorees, educators, activists from schools or, publications, poets. We're not poets. I'm sure that's going to happen now after what happened for me in a good way. And this year they also honored 7 educators, include me as an educator. We're all artists or educators too. And so I'm the first one out of the bunch in terms of performing artists to be a recipient of Preserving Truth in Education Award with Color of Change. And I'm glad they didn't wait until like what 30 years. You know how they'll say why it took so long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they start off the gate on the second year, and that's a good thing, and that's going to open doors for more artists to be recognized, because we are the educators too. We are, as the late great Paul Robeson back there on my wall. I've had him since New York. He's always over my shoulder. He says artists are the gatekeepers of truth, and I stick to that. You know, and so that's how that normally works. So we're looking now for more and more artists to come out, because I'm a student of the Black arts movement, the Black theater movement. I'm grounded because of me coming from HBCU, Prairie View A&M University, and we worked on works of color and works of color that was universal. And our teachers, Ted Shine and Celie Turner, taught us not to avert our eyes away from the truth, which is another great quote, though, by the late, great Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. So his quote is just as important to me as Paul Robeson's in terms of gatekeepers of truth. And that's what we should do. It's not about censoring anything. Tell the truth. You don't see life censored, do you? No, out in the reality. So we should put that on stage as well. So, and Ocean in My Bones, I think, was the major piece that kind of got their attention. Some people had nominated me, and I found out a couple of people there on the staff said they had known about it too, and the things I've been doing when I was at Karamu House. And, you know, of course, when I left Karamu, one of the first pieces I worked on was the Tamir Rice piece, Objectively Reasonable, a community response to the killing of the shooting of Tamir Rice, 11/22/14. It was a long title, but very important, and that kind of got a lot of play. I think you saw the show.
Yeah.
It got a lot of play, and it excerpts was on NPR with Michelle Mitchell, a correspondent. So after that, everything was just by design in the universe of me, the type of works that I do. I felt free. Not saying I wasn't free at Karamu, but individually free to just choose and select. When someone brings me aboard, what would you like to do? And I say, I want to do something dark and dangerous. And works that, you know, we tend to use a little Band-Aid to cover these large wounds in our society. Those are the kind of works I like to do.
That's awesome. Amazing. And also, speaking of Ocean in My Bones, the play, you brought some entourage with you, I see.
Yes.
Could you please introduce everyone to the audience?
I mean, unless they would like to introduce themselves. Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell the part you played? And let me just say this real quick. I was amazed. I mean, you know, we did the play in 2022. We did it within 3.5 weeks. Just want to set that up for you before we get to the recent production. And I arrived there November 2021. I was at Allegheny College between Thanksgiving. I was teaching Black Theater History at Allegheny around the fall. And I flew in, CDA, Clotilda Descendants Association, flew me in. And I was there for like a couple of days, and I met up with some actors. And thank goodness, I like to throw a thank you to Miss Theola Bright over there. She was really responsible for helping me get an ensemble of talent for the play, first play, and for the revival. So that the talent, you know, a couple of people came to see the play, even Skip Chorus, who came the first performance to see it in 2022, who ended up playing Timothy Mayer, who we'll talk about in the production recently. He was amazed at the talent. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with not being Black theater there and no acting classes. Their talent was ready to go out of the gates, you know. And I was just taken back and amazed at that commitment too. I just want to, and they're also responsible, you know, for this award. They're
Yeah.
responsible for that.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
I didn't know.
responsible for that. I mean, we had the awards ceremony, right? And I just,
Mhm.
I had some people I worked with at Caramel, with me, but I just wish the Ocean cast was with me too. But they will get a chance when I get back.
That's amazing. And I'm glad you mentioned that earlier. When people get awards like that big and astounding, it's usually after they pass away.
Ooh, oh, yes.
And you got your roses while you were
Yes.
still here. So
Yes.
that is wonderful and amazing within
Thank you.
itself. So I'm so proud of you. I really
you.
am.
Thank you.
I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
And we had your dreads all the way down. Okay.
Right, exactly.
So I tell you what we're going to do, because we got a couple of people here to be introduced to. We're going to
Yes.
take a real quick break. And when we come back, people, don't go nowhere, audience. You're going to meet the cast. So they're going to introduce themselves and say a little something about each one of them. And it's amazing. This is our history in its making right here. You're talking about the Oscars. Well, I got my own private Oscars right here in front of me.
That's right.
Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Well, I've always felt that rivalries are what get you up in the morning.
And it's either you're going to win and advance and go on to win a state championship, or you're going to lose and go home and watch them go on and win a state championship.
Earl Franklin was a beast.
Come from two different backgrounds, which was great. I'm black, of course, he was white.
He was one of the ones we prepared for.
They always had all these super athletes. We were just the men of Moeller.
It was Princeton, the city school that would dare face one of the GCL powerhouses. We were the public school and they were the private school.
The thing I like best about Carolina is that when we ride and share our stories going up and down 75.
It's a long drive down there. There were records set.
We're driving cars on the Mars tonight.
If we heard he was coming, we would go get as much money as we could.
Two guys just trying to get home, enjoying each other, having fun.
We just hit it off as friends.
Because we threw all that stuff out the window when we hung out.
And it's probably been 10 years, so I haven't seen him in a while.
But my understanding that with prostate cancer, if it runs in, family, so if, God forbid you have it.
They came back with prostate cancer. I didn't even know I had prostate cancer, man.
I mean, your head immediately goes, oh my gosh, why? Because you want to go to all the negative stuff, I think, because then we're not surprised. But if you sit in that world, you're miserable.
I was still working out. I'm a 5 a.m. workout guy.
When he goes in for this biopsy, there's no reason to panic.
My dad is like the strongest person I know.
We will laugh at everything because that's who we are.
You know the old saying, pray before you get a finger up your butt.
When you got a friend, you just got a friend.
The tests for cancer came back.
Well, we increased his life insurance policy, so whatever happens is
Actually,
good. We
we're
are
trying.
good. No.
So we're back, people. Hey, thank you for hanging in here with Tea Time with Laura, another episode of Tea Time with Laura. And we left off with the amazing actorist himself, Mr. Terrence Spivey. And now we're going to introduce to you, and they're going to speak each one a little bit about themselves, the cast of Ocean in My Bones. Ooh. That gives me chills. I don't know who came up with that title, but that title is amazing. Ooh, gosh. Well, okay. Who wants to go first? Tell us your name and a little bit about yourself.
My name is Courtney Woru, and I am the stage manager. I met Terrence many years ago while he was here, and they were going to do the Color Museum. And my sister became really good friends with him, and he spoke with me, and he knew that I wrote. He knew that I've had other experience in. I was assistant director for another play that toured, and he really gave me a chance, and he really poured into me, and I really learned a lot from him. And I just think that I'm glad he got his flowers, but I know there's much, much more, and a whole bouquets of flowers that need to come. So thank you, Terrence. And I'm usually the stage manager is not on these, so I guess I may be a little nervous, but I'm here, and thank you for.
You're a special stage manager. You're special.
Yes, you are. And remember, the stage manager puts it all together and keeps it all together. Okay, so you got your flowers too.
Let's learn our lines.
All right, who's next?
I guess I can go next. My name is TJ McCovery. I portray the role of Kunta and James Dennison. James Dennison, he was actually owned by one of the Burns, and he was to be the ship pilot. So he was actually in charge of, help hiding the slaves. They came in illegally off the Clotilda. So he transferred them from the Clotilda to the plantations, to the Burns plantation. And he met a young lady named Lottie on that ship. She was actually on the ship, but like I said, James was not. And they actually fell in love, and they married. They married twice. The first time it was a forced marriage, but the second time they were really in love. And they also helped build what we know now as Africatown Plateau. So, like I said, that's my character, James Dennison. And Kunta is a new character to this year, I guess you could say. He was like a leader in the army of the captors before they were captured. So he would help guard the land, let anybody know about any warnings of any danger coming, and therefore and their source. So those are my two characters that I played.
Wow, two. That's pretty good. All right now.
Well,
thank you.
Mostly the whole cast have two characters, so.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. And who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Hi, Laura. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you also, Terrence.
You're welcome.
My name is Karen Lewis. I played the role of the one and only Zora Neale Hurston, and I also played one of the warrior women, I believe to be one of the lead warrior women, Awiti. And last year, I was sitting in the audience, hoping to be in the play. So it's amazing how it's all come full circle. And this year, I'm in the play, and it has been such an amazing, life-changing experience for me to be in this play, mainly the role of Zora. And it's such a long story, so I don't want to go into too much detail unless asked. But like I said, it changed my life in so many ways, mainly just my confidence, because years ago, I want to say about 15 years ago, I used to do stage plays and modeling and singing, but even then, I didn't have the confidence that playing this role of Zora has helped me to have now. And I mean, now I feel like I can conquer the world, you know? So I thank you so much for the opportunity, Terrence.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's powerful. Zora. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Zora was waiting for her because I didn't have Zora in the first play. I just knew that when Jocelyn Davis, who was the brainchild that reached out to me 2.5 years ago to put the play together, to bring their ancestors' voices to life, we talked about the writers. She said, it's the same way she did the first time about the ancestors. I said, how do you want this? Do it the way you want to do it. We just want to hear their voices.
Yes.
And I just found a way to, I said, I'm going to have to just really make Zora special, and based on the film Descendant, which is on Netflix, and seeing how her connection was with Cudjoe Lewis. I just had to make it a nice golden nugget. I didn't want to go too much with her. Just a nice was you can't forget, you know, just that little bond they had. You know, at the end, that's when I was when I was writing. I said, this is feeling good right here. This is enough right now. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So thank you, Karen. Thank you.
I wanted to add, it's so crazy just how full circle this role has been, because my barber, the guy who cuts my hair, is Cudjoe Lewis's. He's a direct descendant of Cudjoe Lewis. It's amazing how Zora and Cudjoe had all of these conversations, because as he's cutting my hair, he shares so much of that history with me, and I feel like I'm living out that all over again, having played the role. So like Terrence said, this role was definitely waiting on me.
There it is. Divine, isn't it? That's awesome.
That's right.
And who we have last here?
Hi, this is Raquel Mitchell. Hello, thank you for me be a part of your show. I want to thank Terrence as well.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And my role that I played was Lottie. I played the wife of James Dennison, one of the descendants. I played Lottie, and I also played an Amazon warrior as well. And both of those roles were awesome roles. Also, it portrayed like a strong woman. You see what I'm saying? It was a natural role for me, because they talked about the descendant and how she did the paperwork and how she was a businesswoman, how she was short and strong, and it fit me perfectly. So I did, and I just walked on into that role, and it was just so wonderful to see the tears of the descendants when we played that role. He and I, me and TJ, when we played that role, they cried so hard when we played that role, because it just reminded them, it brought to life the story that they were trying to tell. And it was just awesome. And also the Amazon warriors, to know that there were Black women that were warriors that fought, and man, they were awesome ladies, the warriors and queens and kings. So it was just an amazing story to be in Mobile, Alabama, where I'm from, and to see that school and that church and those streets, to see all of it come into life and to hear the story behind all of it. So I really enjoyed those parts. And Terrence directed that play so perfectly. He put the right people in the right roles.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, welcome all of you.
Raquel, let me just say, Laura, she was a dangerous warrior. That's a picture where she is like ready to spear the photo itself.
Wow.
Like she got to come out that photo with that spear.
I enjoyed it. I really did.
Man, I'm gonna have to put you with the Warriors of Black Panther next.
I would love to do that.
You'll have to shave your head though, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Trust me, I got a whole lot of locks.
And we have some more cast members. Who's next?
Hi, my name is Nikki Tyler.
Hey,
I played the role of Amarachi. I am a first-time cast member this year. I did try to get into the cast last year, but circumstances, I wasn't able to make it. And finally, I got in. It was a pretty interesting experience for me as well.
You said your first time, huh?
Yes, it was.
Wow. I bet you laid it out. I have to see this play. I have to. Amazing.
Laura, let me just, I'm laughing at Nikki's response. She said it was pretty interesting. I think she didn't expect the things she was doing.
No, I did not.
But let me just say, she was so committed. She played it off. You can never tell if she was like, why am I doing this? You know, she was so committed and convincing in what she was doing. She did a fantastic job. You know,
thank you.
Great
She did
job.
a fantastic
I
job.
really
She didn't.
appreciated the opportunity, Terrence.
Yeah, she didn't like. Let me just say this, because she didn't have a lot of lines, and that's not the thing. You know, I look at people who don't have lines too. Action is just as important than the words, and she committed so much in what she was doing. You know, there's a term here in Cleveland. There's a couple of actors in Cleveland who are known. I call them floor actors.
Floor actors, okay.
Because they're actors, good actors. There's some excellent actors. You know Michael May. You know, I think he's one of the best actors.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of August. He's one of the best. He's like the Ving Rhames, his baritone. And but there are a couple of times I had him in plays where he's always on the floor. And he said, "Something. Why you have him on the floor?" That's just the way it's structured in the script, you know. But we have floor actors in Mobile now.
Wow.
And Nikki is one of them.
There you go.
Maybe the next time around she won't be. You never know. But she was this time around.
Oh, well, welcome.
But she's
Nikki.
convincing.
Welcome to the group.
Thank you.
And who do we have next? Don't be shy.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Rachie Mack. I am an actress. I was one of the characters last year as Matilda, and this year I played one of the warriors, the general, and also I played Matilda again. I really love acting. I've been acting for years, ever since I was a little girl in church plays. And I've done a lot of amateur work and background work, but I probably didn't get completely committed into the acting field until I was like in my late 20s. And so I've worked with just a few directors, but Terrence is really honestly the best director I've ever worked with, because he knows how to pull emotions out of you that you never thought you can pull out. So I really appreciate being a part of this play, and I hope that we continue it and do way more with it. And I just love being a part of the cast and how everyone is together like a family. I'm always busy a lot, but even though I'm busy, I still feel connected to everybody, because we've had like this bond. This play bonded us together, and I just can't wait to do another play with Terrence.
Yes.
That's awesome. Great tribute. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Laura, let me say quick. I'm just giving a quick little backstory on each actor. I'm doing it because of me first time seeing them in 2022, and Rachie is one of those types, like very quiet in this room. Then when she get up on the stage, she blows you away. She blows you away. You know, she came in 2022. Courtney, what was that? Was that early December, right? 2021, right?
Yes.
We had audition. She came in and did a scene from what's that show that Angela Bassett was in about the witches?
American Horror Story.
Yeah. So Laura, she did a monologue from that, Angela Bassett, right?
Yeah.
And she did it, and then she just went back into like, thank you. I'm like, where you been? Stop in here. Okay, that was okay. I just knew with Matilda, I already had Matilda written, knowing that's a strong monologue. I said, okay, I think she's the one for that. To give it justice, and she did.
That is amazing. Isn't that something? Pulled it right out of her. That's awesome. And you know how you go into character, but you can bounce right back out and go back into character. You know, that's talent within itself, really.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you, Rachel, for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having
me. Who's out there next want to speak?
My name is Alexander Scott. I'm born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, and my character was Osai Kibi. I played in Ocean in My Bones. It was my second time playing, and I thank Mr. Spivey for the opportunity to play again. And I had fun enjoying playing the role and giving that ancestor a voice to inspire.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All the way from Mobile. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank
He's
you,
being
Alex.
humble right now. There's a lot more for him to say.
Yeah.
Alex, right now he's looking like a cross between the late Ethiopian little Haile Selassie and Malcolm X right now.
Oh, please. Now that is a lot.
Been around TJ too much, Mr. Spivey.
I mean, he does. I mean, yeah, but he kind of, has that,
Mhm. Mhm. I'm
The
glad
Malcolm
he's
X look.
here. I'm
We
glad
didn't
you
let-
got through the technical stuff and got here. I appreciate you. Went back in and came out, so you're here. You're with us, and thank you for that. We appreciate you, Alex.
My poem is Virtual School, and this is how it goes. We all have our bad times, we all have our hardships. Virtual school, a bust, please make it end.
Tell me some of the things you've learned from United and Cope.
I have a problem where I don't like talking and I don't like expressing my questions. So if I have a question, I won't tell anyone, and then by the end of it, I'll have my problem wrong because I never asked a question. I just like this coding class and all the kids. It's really fun, and you do learn a lot. I feel like not even in school have I learned so much. So I'm looking forward to more classes.
And I want to read a little clip here that I think you wrote, Terrence. It says the Clotilda and African town ancestors deserve to have their voices heard after so many generations of being ignored and marginalized. It's time to let them bear witness to the struggles, hardships, and pain, but also the resilience, fortitude, and togetherness that allow them to make a way out of no way. That was so powerful.
Yes.
When I saw that, I read that, I said, I have to say this one. So that was strong. That was a strong word.
Yes, Laura, I think that was really me thinking of what we're going through now, looking back at our past. Sankofa, looking back at our past, seeing how much they, dealt with, suffered, even the ones we don't know, our ancestors. So I felt that just the fact of the descendants, it's like they're representing us. The ones in Mobile, they're the nucleus of everybody else who don't even know their ancestors. They're representing, so I think we had someone in the cast, everybody in the cast had mentioned the fact, I don't know if it was Courtney or Ashford, one of y'all said you felt like your family with Jocelyn and them, you felt like they're your ancestors too, right? So that's the whole connection there. Just not the fact of it's not isolated, They're representing and showing, and also just the fact the discovery of the ship in 2019 is just letting us know that something wonderful is going to happen for us as people, as a people.
Yeah. And you're right. That does look at the times that we're in right now.
Yeah.
It reflects that 100%. So I'm
blood
glad
memory.
you said that.
As the late great August Wilson says, it blood memory. Coming through the ancestral blood, coursing through, and you look and see why we're this way. When I think about how strong Lottie, that dialogue about Lottie being strong wasn't in the one last year. It was we added more texture, and because Pat Frazier, who's a descendant, she saw the rehearsal last time. She saw it again this time. She's so invested. I may put her in the play the next time around. She's so invested with the production because we rehearsed at her church, and she was so into it to the point Terrence, here some more dialogue. She was throwing it right at the stage at Courtney. Courtney would say, Terrence, there's some more dialogue here. Yeah, so she was as we call it, dramaturgy. She was like, what is that? I said, that's a term you use in theater. You got special people that go out, they do historical facts, and when you're working on historical plays, they make sure they fact check everything. They do that for the playwright and for the director. So she didn't realize she was doing that, you know? And, you know, it's things I adjusted when I was working on the production. And, you know, in theater, some things that wouldn't be allowed, but it's hilarious. So we could be in rehearsal, and Pat would say, well, no, Terrence, that's not right over there. I'm like, oh, okay. But I love it. And she was so real. They were all so real. And that's what made it so unique for me to, you know, adapting to the different, I'm adaptable to anyone I work with, any organization. And so that's how we connected too. You know, I can call her, call Jocelyn anytime and say, hey, what about this? But that whole thing, blood memory, the strength of Lottie, when she said she picked up that gentleman, threw him over the fence and that kind of thing, when James Dennis talked about that, I said, I got to put this in the script. She had given me a lot of, you know, material, but those are points. I did that because I saw how Pat was. But that was a time when she was grabbing stuff out of her car to take it to the church to rehearse. I said, can I have, oh no, I got it. Boom, she's picking it all up. I said, And then she gave me that dialogue. I said, now I see blood memory.
Yeah.
She's so strong. She's strong, and that's when I realized, okay, this is definitely Lottie's descendant. Lottie Dennis's descendant.